Hey, Manana No Mas students, listeners. I thought I would take a moment and kind of do a shared screen with you guys on the computer and show you what to expect when you sign into the Manana No Mas Academy. You know, especially if you're a first-time user to something, you might be like, wow, what's going on here? What do I expect? Or where do I go? Or what do I have access to? And so what I've got on my other screen here is an example of a user account that is signed into the Powersports Fixed Operations membership. And that membership involves more than the fixed operations course. It also has things on key performance indicators, embracing the process, things like that, that help someone become, the best service writer that they could possibly be. And as I am right now in the middle of adding more courseware to this membership, it's important to me that I reach out and I let people know what to expect or where to find new things. So bear with me here. I am going to go into a shared screen, and we should be able to pull up the site. There we go. You should be seeing that on your screen now. And this is the Manana No Mas Academy site. So there's the Manana No Mas blog site that has a lot of my content that I write about travels and fitness and exercise, the mountain biking, weight loss, and of course fixed operations and things like that. So I have a large content site that has a lot of content in there, years worth of stuff. And then we have the Academy, which is attached to that, which has the learning content. So bear with me. As we go here, we see the home page that takes you right back to this page that we're on. We've got the membership catalog. So there's different types of memberships that we have available. In fact, just this week, I'm looking at adding a new membership available for personal development in there. So if you go into there, you'll see that. Now, these drop-down menus give you some other options, right? So if you go into my account, you'll see that there's the dashboard, edit the account, and my achievements. My achievements is like where things get stored once you complete a task. So if I go to dashboard is going to give me an overall view of where I'm at, and it also has the achievements on this page. So you'll see the courses that I'm currently enrolled in, my achievements, my certificates, and the memberships that I am enrolled in. This is all part of the dashboard. All right. Now, what's important here is not everything is on here, right? If I go to view all my courses, this will take me to my courses page, and this will give me a more complete view of the courses that I am currently enrolled in. All right. So Goal 365, that is all about, how do I go about setting a certain number of goals throughout a year and following those goals to fruition. Okay. After the challenge is about how to maintain weight loss. You might be saying, hey, why is this in a fixed operations course? That's a simple answer for me. You can only perform as well as your body will let you. And, service writing is a very tough job. You're on your feet 10, 12, 14 hours a day. And usually that sounds like a lot, right? But then you're not eating right, you're not drinking right, you're not taking the right breaks, you're working at the whim of everybody else but yourself, and you tend to think of yourself last. And what happens is these guys tend to put on weight or grow in an unhealthy way. And so I think it's important to talk about after the challenge and personal fitness and how a physical fitness leads to fiscal fitness in that way. So embrace the process is just what it sounds like. It is how to acknowledge that there's a process, embrace the process, and move forward in a process to find success. And it's tied to the 365 class. All right. And then building teams with love, super, super important, right? Using the 4 different personality traits to build yourself the right team within your service department or business, right? So it's how to do that. And then overcoming bad decisions. I like that one. So it's got a different word there really for what that is. But this gives you access to your courses. Now, you remember seeing my profile here in the menu? My profile is something completely different. This is access to social learning that we've got plugged into this learning management site for folks. And what's really cool about this, and I started to develop it, but then I stopped because I didn't want to take away the fun from building this. So this basically looks a lot like another program that a lot of folks use, right? And so the person's name that I use for sampling is Jimmy Curtis. And so when you look at this, Jimmy Curtis was enrolled in fixed operations February 4th, 2020. And let's see what Jimmy here is going to do, right? So he's got the timeline, and that's where all the comments and stuff go. So if I wanted to share a thought, I could say, how's it going? I could say, man, this Zoom call rocks, right? And boom, we'll even get an exclamation point there, and it goes. And what you'll see happen here is this gets added to the timeline, just as if I was posting to like a Facebook or something like that. And then anyone else that finds my profile in here is able to jump on and add a reply or start a conversation or things like that, right? And then just like being in Facebook, I can edit my story or I can delete my story. Now, from my timeline, I can still get to courses, memberships, achievements, and go back to my dashboard. So your profile is a great place to kind of hang out and make things happen, connect with others, friend other people, things like that. And if you want to, update your cover page and make things more interesting, you can certainly jump in and, pick different pictures or something that makes more sense to what you've got going on. I may have picked a picture here that's too big to load up. But you can change your cover page, you can change your profile picture, you can basically update anything in here and make it like, kind of like your Facebook. And I like in all my marketing material, I say it's like Facebook without the trolls. I don't have the negative influence of other people jumping into my closed network and affecting people in a negative way. What's super important to me about a learning environment is that you've got like-minded, grown people chasing after a similar goal, and they can boost each other up, they can edify each other and help each other find success, which is what I think the social learning can help us achieve here. Now, outside of the profile, you can sign out, obviously. You can go to the course catalog. I've got a message here about privacy and expectations of using the course. Feel free to take a look at that if you choose. You can go to my courses, specifically what courses you've been assigned to, or you can go to the whole course catalog. And when you go to the whole course catalog, you'll see that your membership may or may not include some of the items that are listed in here, because I've got a lot of content that deals with a physical fitness to fiscal fitness example, or a fixed operations for either power sports or marine. Those are kind of the two things that I really key in on. And it looks like we're going to be doing RV and bicycle soon too. So I wanted to make sure that, I have a good range of content in there that makes things happen. Now, periodically, I go ahead and I add content to the, I just call it the blog, what it is, first in, first out file. And, typically at least 2-3 times a month, you're going to see me add content here that I think is important. One of which you'll see here is, the Disciplined Mind, right? So the Manana No Mas Disciplined Mind course, that's due to come out, it looks like at the end of this week. So that'll be added, and you'll see introductions to things listed in here. If you work with an OEM manufacturer like Suzuki, Ducati, KTM, any of those, they usually send you a technical service bulletin when a new course is available. And I use the blog feature in a similar way. I like to make an announcement that something is coming. If you have any problems, questions, comments, anything about the website at all, I want you to use the contact link on the site. This thing is linked to a lot of things that just come to me right away. So, better than a phone call, trust me. You can send this thing in, and you can see right here, do I want information about courses? You're interested in becoming an affiliate. I do offer a bonusing program. People that refer people to the Manana No Mas Academy have the ability to earn 20% commissions on any of the referrals. So you can go to the top and hit the affiliate link and join that. If you've got an issue with your membership or course, if you just want to check in with me and say, hey, or if you want to get a quote to build your own academy. Now, this is a great example. So let's say there's a medium-sized company in Southern California that wants to do a thing about physical fitness, fiscal fitness. It could be HR related, right? It could be your compliance training for the year. You have to do a minimum of 2 hours of training in that. Man, let me know what that need is, and I can build you your own online academy that will, function very much like this, but have the appearance and branding of your own company, which I know a lot of people prefer to have. And it's more affordable than you think it is. It's not, millions and millions of dollars. This takes you to the Manana No Mas main site that I was telling you about, that has the blogs and all that content, years and years of travel and weight loss stories and stuff like that. Periodically, I offer things for sale. It could be as simple as a branded coffee mug, or a copy of my book, Service Writer in Black and White. Periodically, that'll be there. If you make a purchase, that's where you would check out. And then the affiliates I had mentioned, right? If you want to earn that commission, you register here as an affiliate, and then you can check in on the affiliate login to see your progress and see how you do at making sales, referrals, and if these things close or not. My main thing about this video was making sure that I gave you guys an opportunity to see what to expect once you're inside the learning management system. Just for a quick look, if I go into the course catalog and I go down to fixed operations, and no, I don't need to translate this for English from English. If I run down to fixed operations and I dive in here as old Jimmy Curtis, you'll see that Jimmy's got access to the training already. He's already been signed up. Why this type of training, communication styles, confidence, perception, and empathy. So I've got the soft skills of being a service writer at the top. And then we've got some internal branding issues I like dealerships to consider as a whole. And then I've got excerpts from the book that I published, Service Writing in Black and White. And this is kind of, the core of where some of these concepts have come from in our training. Next to be added to this specific course is kind of the hard numbers of being a good service writer. And that's dealing with things of productivity, efficiency, dispatching the work in a way that makes sense to make your technicians the most efficient possible. And then what to do with all these customers when everybody wants to wait for their vehicle to get done. But if you're going to be an effective, productive shop, you have to organize your dispatch in a way that doesn't allow customers to wait around for work. So I've got ways to deal with all of that. And that'll all be supported here as part of the fixed operations course in Manana No Mas. I'm going to go up here and stop the share window. We'll go back to the main page. And, folks, bi-weekly, so that's every 2 weeks, we have a live support call that we do with anyone that is enrolled in the Powersports Fixed Operations course. Now, what's nice about this is you get people from all walks of life that have the ability to sign in, right? They could be a brand new service writer. They could be someone that's been a service manager for 28 years. That doesn't really matter. What matters is people can get on and they have the opportunity to edify each other, support each other, do a little peer-to-peer learning and training. And, I kind of run this thing as the circus master up front. And, when the calls start, I'll say, okay, this is the agenda. Does anyone have any specific questions we want to cover? And we'll go over some of these things. And then, we'll have kind of a core talk that we do for a little bit. We'll do some backpatting, and kudos as needed to represent like a sudden growth at a dealership or something like that. What's great is the calls aren't recorded. So by not recording the calls, participants have the freedom to express themselves and to connect with people from other dealerships. And networking and peer training in this kind of environment can lead to a lot of information exchange and retention. And that's super important to me as a corporate trainer. I'm trying to leverage so many tools to help you retain what is taught or what you absorb, right? I want you to be able to take what's taught and implement it at the shop. And then we need to find a way to measure that effect, that growth, whether that be additional parts sales, additional labor sales, less employee turnover, or higher customer satisfaction. There's things that we can measure to see how your growth is happening. And that's really important as we step forward and start looking at your goal setting, like you'll see in Goal 365. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of the Manana No Mas training site from a student's perspective. I hope that it's clearer, and my hope and my prayer is that more and more Powersports dealerships, marine dealers, bicycle dealers, and RV dealers for that matter, will understand that this content is made for them, and that as this continues to grow and the community builds, it'll become much more interactive and much more fun to be a part of, and it's a great investment. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great one and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye-bye.